There comes a moment in every person's life when they quietly ask themselves a painful question. Is this all my life is ever going to be? Maybe you've asked yourself that question. Maybe you've looked in the mirror and barely recognized the person staring back at you. Not because you've changed on the outside, but because somewhere along the way, you stopped believing in the dreams you once carried in your heart. You had plans, you had ambitions, you told yourself that one day you would build a better life. One day you would become healthier, stronger, more confident, more successful. One day you would finally become the person you know you were meant to be. But life happened. Responsibilities arrived. Bills showed up. People disappointed you. Time moved faster than you expected. And little by little, you began to settle. You stopped dreaming as boldly. You stopped expecting great things from yourself. You convinced yourself that perhaps greatness was reserved for someone else. But listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you may be the most important thing you've heard in years. Nobody is coming to save you. No one is coming to knock on your door and hand you a better future. No one is going to rescue you from your excuses, your fears, or your bad habits. No one is going to fight the battles that were assigned to you. And while that truth may sound difficult, it is also incredibly empowering. Because if nobody is coming to save you, then that means your future has never been in someone else's hands. It has always been in yours. You see, most people spend their lives waiting for confidence, waiting for motivation, waiting for the right circumstances, waiting for life to become easier. But life has a way of teaching us a valuable lesson. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will spend your entire life standing still. The good news is this: you do not need perfect conditions to begin. You only need a decision to stop feeling sorry for yourself, a decision to stop blaming your past, a decision to stop giving your power away. You may not be where you want to be today, but you don't have to stay where you are. Think about that. The person you become over the next 5 years will be determined by the books you read, the habits you build, the people you spend time with, and the decisions you make starting today. Every morning when you wake up, life asks you a simple question. Will you fight for your life today, or will you surrender another day to comfort? And make no mistake, comfort is expensive. Comfort steals dreams. Comfort steals potential. Comfort quietly convinces good people to live ordinary lives. You were not born to merely exist. You were born with gifts, talents, and possibilities that the world has not yet seen. But those gifts require your participation. They require effort. They require discipline. The greatest act of self-respect is deciding that your future is worth fighting for. So begin today. Fight for your health. Fight for your dreams. Fight for your family. Fight for the life you know you were meant to live. Because years from now, you will either thank yourself for starting today, or you will wish that you had. And the beautiful thing is this: as long as you are still breathing, it is not too late to begin. Time has a way of teaching lessons that no classroom ever could. It whispers to us when we're young and shouts at us when we're older. It reminds us that every sunrise is an opportunity and every sunset is a warning. Yet most people ignore both. They live as though they have an unlimited supply of tomorrows. They tell themselves, I'll start next week. I'll change next month. I'll pursue my dreams next year. And before they know it, years have passed. And the life they wanted remains nothing more than a conversation they keep having with themselves. My friend, if there is one thing you must understand, it is this: time is not waiting for you. It is moving forward with or without your permission. The clock does not slow down because you are afraid. It does not stop because life has been unfair. It simply continues to move. That is why you cannot afford to spend another year living beneath your potential. Think about all the promises you've made to yourself. Remember the goals you wrote down. Remember the person you said you would become. What happened? Somewhere along the way, life distracted you. And distraction is one of the greatest thieves of human potential. It doesn't destroy your dreams overnight. It takes them one day at a time. 1 hour wasted, one excuse repeated, one habit left unchanged. Until eventually, you wake up and realize that you've been busy, but you haven't been moving forward. Successful people understand something that others do not. They understand that small actions, repeated consistently, create extraordinary results. They know that your future is hidden inside your daily routine. If you want to change your life, do not begin by trying to change everything at once. Begin by changing what you do every day. Wake up a little earlier. Read 10 pages a day. Take care of your body. Spend less time consuming and more time creating. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Because every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build trust. And trust is the foundation of confidence. You see, confidence is not something you find. It is something you earn. You earn it by doing difficult things repeatedly. You earn it by showing up on days when you don't feel like it. You earn it by refusing to quit when progress is slow. Never underestimate the power of consistency. The tree that stands tallest in the forest did not grow in a single day. It grew because it continued growing when no one was watching. And perhaps that is your challenge today. To continue growing in silence. To continue believing when there is no evidence. To continue fighting even when nobody notices. Because one day, the life you've been working toward will finally arrive. And when it does, you will realize something extraordinary. Nobody saved you. You saved yourself by refusing to give up. There will be days when you feel tired, days when your alarm goes off and every part of you wants to stay in bed, days when it feels as though the world is moving forward while you remain trapped in the same place. On those days, remember this: your life is not determined by what you feel in the moment. It is determined by what you choose to do despite how you feel. That is the difference between people who dream about a better life and people who actually create one. Most people are waiting to feel motivated before they take action. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the weather. Discipline, on the other hand, remains. Discipline is waking up when you don't want to. Discipline is continuing when nobody is clapping for you. Discipline is understanding that every meaningful achievement comes at the price of consistency. You cannot build an extraordinary life with ordinary commitment. At some point, you must decide that your goals deserve more than your excuses. You must become the kind of person who keeps going long after the excitement has disappeared, because success is not built in moments of inspiration. It is built in moments of repetition. Consider this for a moment. The person you are today was created by thousands of decisions made over many years. Every habit, every thought, every action. They have all shaped the life you are currently living. And if your decisions created your current circumstances, then your decisions can also create a different future. That should fill you with hope. It means you are not stuck. It means your story is not over. It means that beginning today, you can choose differently. You can choose to become more disciplined. You can choose to become more focused. You can choose to become someone who refuses to quit. Stop comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. Stop measuring your progress against people who have been working on themselves for years. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. If you are improving, even a little, then you are winning. Remember, oak trees do not grow overnight. Mountains are not formed in a day. The most beautiful things in life require time. So be patient with yourself, but do not be lazy with yourself. Give yourself grace, but never give yourself permission to quit. There is a stronger version of you waiting on the other side of consistency. a version of you that wakes up with purpose, a version of you that no longer doubts their abilities, a version of you that people admire not because of talent, but because of determination. And that version of you is not as far away as you think. It is built one decision at a time, one habit at a time, one day at a time. So when life becomes difficult, do not ask, why is this happening to me? Ask instead, what is this trying to teach me? Because every challenge carries a lesson, and every lesson carries the potential to change your life forever. And one day, if you refuse to give up, something extraordinary will happen. You will wake up and realize that the person who once doubted themselves no longer exists. The fears that once controlled you will have lost their power. The excuses that once held you back will no longer sound convincing, and the life that once seemed impossible will slowly become your reality. You see, transformation rarely happens all at once. It happens quietly. It happens in the moments when nobody is watching. It happens every time you choose discipline over comfort, growth over convenience, and action over excuses. Most people want dramatic change, but they underestimate the power of ordinary days. Never forget this. Your life is built in the hours that nobody applauds. It is built when you decide to get up early. It is built when you continue working after everyone else has stopped. It is built when you choose to believe in yourself, despite having every reason not to. There is something powerful about becoming the person you once needed, becoming your own source of strength, becoming your own encouragement, becoming the person who says, I will not quit, no matter how difficult this becomes. Because the truth is, life was never supposed to be easy. It was supposed to teach you. Every setback has prepared you. Every disappointment has strengthened you. Every failure has educated you. The experiences you once wished had never happened may become the very things that shape your greatest strengths. So, stop asking why your journey has been difficult. Start asking who you are becoming because of it. There is greatness inside of you, but greatness requires a challenge. Diamonds are created under pressure. Steel is forged in fire, and character is built through adversity. One day, people will look at your life and call you fortunate. They will see your success, your confidence, and your accomplishments. What they won't see are the early mornings, the difficult decisions, and the countless moments when you chose to keep going, when quitting would have been easier. That is the price of becoming extraordinary, and it is a price worth paying. So let today be the day you stop waiting. Let today be the day you stop asking for permission to become who you were created to be. Let today be the day you decide that your future deserves your full commitment. Because nobody is coming to save you. But perhaps that was never the plan. Perhaps the plan was always for you to discover that you were strong enough to save yourself. And when you finally understand that, everything changes. You stop living as a victim of your circumstances and start living as the author of your destiny. So stand up. Take responsibility. Believe in yourself one more time. Fight for your life with everything you have. And years from now, when you look back on this moment, you will smile and say, that was the day I stopped waiting for someone else to change my life and started changing it myself.